you see this fried rice that I'm about to teach you how to cook. Make sure you're learning how to cook it because you want to eat better food. Don't go and learn it because you want to cook for a man that doesn't appreciate you like I did. Do you hear me? Okay, let's get into the video. This Salem Basmati rice is the only rice that I use when I want to cook fried rice. It is my most trusted rice. I do not use another brand of Basmati rice when I want to cook fried rice. I really don't measure the quantity of rice that I want to use. I just look at my veggies that I have and then just use my head to gauge the quantity of rice. But one thing that I must do is to soak the Basmati rice inside slightly hot water for about 10 to 15 minutes max. Let's just say 5 to 10 minutes. And then I proceed to draining or, sieving my stock just so I don't have all this chicken skin and the rest inside the water when I'm about to use it to boil my rice, because that's what I use to boil my rice. I actually just use chicken stock or turkey stock to cook my Basmati rice. I have never tried goat meat or fish or whatever, beef before. I just stick to turkey or chicken. As soon as the water starts to boil or my stock starts to boil, I add curry, a lot of curry, thyme. I use no seasoning cubes, so I add that, a little bit of salt, and I also add bay leaves. So here is me washing the rice. This is how I wash my rice. I'll wash it till the water becomes a little bit clear. To wash the rice as many times as you want to till the water becomes clear. Once the water is clear, I then pour the rice inside the stock that is already boiling, and then I put my bell pepper inside. This helps with the flavor of the rice. I always use green bell peppers to cook my Basmati rice when I'm making fried rice. I don't know how people eat fried rice without prawn and liver. It can never be me. I must have prawns and liver in my fried rice. It is a must. So here I'm done with peeling of the prawn, and then move over to frying my turkey. That's the rice that I was boiling. You can see I do not add so much water when I'm boiling the rice. Instead, I cover with a foil paper. I don't know if you're like me, but I reuse foil paper. They are so expensive. I'm not going to be using new foil paper every time I'm cooking food. If I finish that one, I'll cover it and keep it. Next fried rice, I'll bring it out. Anyway, so that's the rice there. You see how it comes out really beautiful, the color, the yellow color, and it's very, 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 very flavorful. And my sister was helping with the turkey. I think we had turkey and chicken. So it's time to fry my prawns. So what I do first is to just take the prawns and pour it inside hot oil just to get the water out of the prawns. I did not add anything at this point to the prawn. I didn't season it at all. The goal here is just to get the water out of the prawn. I do not add salt or any seasoning in this during the first process of me frying the prawns. I just pour the prawn inside the hot oil and that's it. So get the water out of it, and subsequently sometimes, depending on how much fluid I get from the first process, I fry my prawns up to 3 times. But I think this time I only did 2 times. You'll see me doing the second time. So I got the prawns out and into a sieve with a paper towel, just so the water can really get drained out of the prawn. After I get that out, I then clean or dry the frying pan again. Add a little bit of oil. I was taking from the pan that I used in frying my chicken. Just added a little bit of oil, and then I bring those prawns back. I pour them into the hot oil. This time, I'll be adding some salt to it because there's not so much water anymore. You see the prawns already look like they are dried, but I just want them to be drier. So I pour them back into the oil and then add some salt. I only add salt to my prawns. I do not add seasoning cubes at all, and that's it with the prawns. After removing the prawns from the frying pan, immediately I pour in my liver, the liver that I want to use, not my own beef liver. Do you understand? I pour that in, and then I fry maybe for like 3 minutes or less, just so it's a little bit brown. There is nothing. I'm not draining any water. It's already boiled. This is not fresh liver. That's a cooked liver already. And then I start to chop my onion, my garlic. I love garlic. I also use garlic powder to boil my rice, but I love garlic. And here I'm pouring in my vegetable oil and then putting in my onion, my garlic, not the atarodo yet, not the scotch bonnet yet, just the garlic and the onion goes into the hot oil first. I am about to fry my veggies. There are two things that I do that I believe makes my fried rice very tasty. Number one is that I include fresh veggies into my fried rice. So my carrots and my spring onions are always fresh. That's a non-negotiable for me. And number two thing that I do is that I steam my frozen veggies just so they are not so full of water when I use them. So those two things are what I believe makes my fried rice very tasty and very dried, and which helps them to last longer after cooking. So this is me. I'm including curry again into my veggie. I only have my carrot and my spring onion here inside that pot, and my atarodo, garlic and onion. So I'm adding seasoning cubes, curry, thyme, and just making sure that it's tasty. I do not cook my veggies for too long. I have frozen veggies that I already steamed that I'm going to be adding. My steamed frozen veggie is usually the last thing that I add to my veggie mixture when I'm making fried rice. I put my I put my shrimps and my liver first, the beef liver, not my liver, you know what I mean. So I put that first and then stir, and then after that I add my frozen or my steamed vegetable. This is the frozen one that I steamed. You can say steamed, just so it's not so watery. And that's it. Once I pour that in, I'm almost like 95% done with the fried rice. The next stage is to start frying the rice. I do not pour my rice inside my veggies. No, I fry my rice alongside with my veggies. So let's get into that very quickly, because that's method will help your fried rice last longer and it's very, very tasty. Once I am done with my veggie mix, I take a clean pan. I put a little bit of oil, just a little tiny bit, and then I scoop some of the veggie mixture into the pan, stir for some seconds or max 1 minute, and then start to scoop the rice inside that pan. As you can see, if the rice that I scoop inside the pan is much or too much, I'll take from the veggie and then I add. And then I'll just repeat the process until I am done frying that pot of rice. That's what I do. Usually, this method helps, like I said, helps my fried rice last longer. It's dried, it lasts longer. For me, it's tastier. And it lasts about 2 weeks or so, or more sometimes. Very, very tasty. It doesn't become soggy or anything like that. It's my best method. This is actually the only method that I use in cooking my fried rice. And this is the only method that I can recommend to you. You can see how beautiful this looks. It is not just only beautiful, it is also very tasty, and it can last way longer than the other methods that I see people use. For me, when I cook this is the only way I cook my fried rice. And usually it lasts up to like 2 weeks. If you use this method, trust me, everyone that you serve this rice will be like, can you please give me the recipe? Don't forget to refer them to my video, okay? Thank you so much for watching and have a blessed one. I will see you in another cooking video. Bye.